All right, Mr. Clough,
Yes,
you're
Honor.
back, except today you're the petitioner. Looks like we found mom.
Finally found her.
Okay, finally found her. What can I do for you today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to get some justice. I think it's time that I get back what I've been giving out.
What do you mean by that?
Money. I've been giving so much money and she hasn't even been here.
Right.
You know?
Well, before we really get started, are the kids in the car with the dog again today?
Kids aren't in the car, Your Honor. The dog got hit, so he's in a doggy wheelchair.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, I'm sorry to hear that about the dog, but the kids are fine.
They are, they're with the neighbor.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. So what's been going on? I mean, it's been a few months since I've seen you.
Right.
So it looks like you were here, back when you were here, they had a, excuse me?
She's just looking at me crazy.
Mr. Clough returns to court, but this time he is the petitioner. The judge asks him what the matter is, and Clough explains that he has finally found his mother. Clough says that he spent a lot of money while his mother was missing. The judge confirms that the children are fine, and Clough mentions that his dog was injured in an accident and is now in a wheelchair. The judge expresses relief that at least the children are safe. Then, the judge moves on to the case details, but the mother's rude behavior grabs everyone's attention.
I'll make it easier for you. You focus on me.
Right.
Don't excuse me.
Sorry, Judge.
Don't be sorry, just don't do it. This is your
He
first
gets my
time here
blood
today.
boiling.
And if I remember correctly, you filed the lawsuit on him previously and
I
had
did.
the audacity not to show up. So you definitely need to pipe down.
Okay, I chose money though.
Okay, well, you may have, and we're gonna get into that and see how much money you probably are gonna be paying on child support, but we wanna, oh my God.
You see? God don't like ugly.
Oh,
You know what?
And then-
You talking about you?
God
Dad.
don't like
maybe.
ugly.
You know, this happens every now and then when the weather is bad outside.
No, it ain't
Things
the
happen
weather,
in
it's
court.
her. And
Well,
that
no,
evil
the weather
spirit
is bad
that she got.
outside.
You know what? Talk
Okay.
to the judge. Don't direct none over him.
Okay, what she just said is right, all right? But I'm not agreeing with you in the sense that, you know what I mean? Let me tell him to be quiet and talk to.
The judge sharply reprimands the mother, stating that she had not filed the case herself earlier and is now misbehaving in the courtroom. The mother claims that she had given money, but the judge says that it will now be checked to see who actually provided what. Clough calmly informs the judge that the children have been with him for the past 7 to 8 months. The judge asks whether the mother has provided child support or visited the children, and Clough clearly replies she neither gave money nor visited them. Instead, she continued meeting her jailed boyfriend.
Me only.
I got
All
you,
right,
Judge.
Mr. Clough, continue. So, as I was saying, it's been a few months. So the kids have been with you, looks like it's been about 7 or 8 months now.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right? So in this 7 or 8 months, has mom been paying?
Have you been paying?
Well, no,
No,
that's
she
not how this
hasn't,
works.
Your Honor.
That's not how this works.
She hasn't been paying.
All right?
She has not been paying.
Has she at least been visiting with the children?
She hasn't visited the children, but she visited that man in jail that she ran off with.
Oh, the one that was in the car that you
In the
really couldn't
Cutlass,
see?
yeah.
The Cutlass. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's
Yeah,
right.
he got arrested not too long after I saw you for the PPP loan. Is that correct?
No,
That's how she got that.
incorrect. That's incorrect.
She got what? What's that?
You know, from the last time. She got the booty in the booty.
What they call it something though.
Yeah, the BBL. She know.
Oh,
Why are you telling my business?
Clough reminds everyone that the boyfriend is the same person who went to jail for the PPP loan fraud. The judge also recognizes how the mother has neglected her children in favor of her own priorities. When the judge asks whether the mother has given money or support, Clough simply responds, absolutely not. Instead, the mother was only busy with her personal life. All of these points are building a strong case against the mother in court.
People need to know.
People don't need to know nothing. That's for the gram.
Anyway, Your Honor.
I mean, I wanted to know, but you know, we're not here for that. We're not here for that. I'm not going to be petty. So, you are seeking to put mom on child support.
I am.
All right? And health insurance. Who's covering? Well, I would assume she's not. Are you covering health insurance? Are they on Medicaid? What's going on?
Well, I wasn't at first, but I got a promotion at work.
All right, congratulations.
I appreciate that.
All right.
They made me a manager at the McDonald's, so I'm making a little bit more, and I was able to put 2 of the kids on insurance, but not all of them.
Okay.
Just can't cover that.
All right, so the other ones, what are they doing?
Well, my other job kind of covers that as well.
Okay, all right, so at least all of the children are insured.
They are.
All right, how much is that insurance total for the kids only?
The discussion starts with the judge reminding everyone that personal drama is unnecessary in court. Mr. Clough confirms he is seeking child support from the mother. When asked about health insurance for the children, he explains that after a promotion at McDonald's where he became a manager, he could finally put 2 of the kids on insurance. However, he couldn't afford to cover all of them through that job. Fortunately, his second job helped cover the rest, ensuring that all the kids are now insured. The total cost of health insurance for the children amounts to about $350 monthly. Before the judge moves to the mother's side, Mr. Clough firmly states he is simply ready to hold her accountable for her share of responsibilities.
McDonald's or the other job?
No, just in total.
It's about $350.
$350, okay. All right, is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
I think that's about it, Your Honor. Just ready to hold her accountable.
Okay.
Boy.
Okay, Ms. Daniels,
Yes, Judge. Sorry.
excuse me.
Judge, I'm sorry.
Are you here to be pretty, or are you here to tell me your side of the story as to why you shouldn't pay child support today?
A little bit of both, Judge. But I'm
not interested in whether you're here to be pretty or not. That has nothing to do with my ruling. You understand it, right?
I do, Judge.
All right,
But
so
I should be
let's
pretty for you.
well, let's stick to the facts. I could care less how you look.
Okay, Judge. Let's get to the facts.
Please do. And quickly, without all the extra.
Not extra at all. The fact is...
Now, the judge turns to Miss Daniels. As she begins to speak, she tries to mix attitude with her explanation, but the judge quickly reminds her that appearances and attitude have no place in the courtroom. She is asked to stick to the facts. Miss Daniels claims that she raised the children alone for 10 years before placing them in Mr. Clough's care, and insists she only petitioned the court because he wasn't doing enough. However, when the court date came, she failed to show up, and the case was dismissed. Miss Daniels tries to explain that she found a new opportunity that caused her to miss court, but the judge clearly expects facts without extra drama.
Judge, I had these children for 10 years before I put them on your doorstep. He was barely doing anything. That's why I petitioned the court, Judge.
Okay, well, here's the deal. You petitioned.
Yeah.
He showed up. You didn't. I dismissed
I had an
it.
opportunity, Judge. Had to take it.
Okay, and could you do me a favor? Could you, if you're going, I don't allow gum chewing, but if you don't have anywhere to put it, I would suggest
Can I
you at
swallow?
least.
I'm good at that. Yeah.
Okay,
Now you see.
What?
Mr. Clough, Ms. Daniels, continue, please.
Well, that's why I petitioned the court. I do apologize for not showing up, Judge, but let me tell you, I came up. You know.
Oh,
I
let's
wasn't
talk
getting
about
nothing
this
from him.
come up. What kind of come up we talking about?
Well, Judge, I met a man who said he can change my life, Judge.
All right, so how financially, did he change this life of yours?
Not too much.
Miss Daniels finally admits she met a man who promised to change her life financially. The judge presses further, asking how much this relationship actually improved her situation. Slightly embarrassed, Miss Daniels admits that financially, the change wasn't significant at all, leaving the courtroom in a brief moment of awkward silence.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Clough,
I know.
Mr. Clough. We don't know, let's hear her side of the story because I'm pretty sure she's gonna say some interesting stuff about finances.
Judge, Cliff don't know nothing. Listen, understand that I got at least, 6 figures in the bank.
Oh, okay.
Had 6 figures in the bank.
You said what now?
Mr. Clough, again,
around and
I'm
take it. I
not,
put it
excuse
on
me,
feet.
Miss Daniels, when I speak, both of you be quiet. Mr. Clough, there will be no more outbursts, okay? I understand you both are frustrated.
The judge starts by offering Ms. Daniels a chance to speak. You can feel the tension rising as he addresses the financial topic she's about to bring up. She drops the hint that she's got 6 figures in the bank, and immediately, the judge shuts down any interruptions. It's clear that emotions are running high and everyone's getting frustrated. The judge's warning to keep things respectful shows how crucial it is to stay calm in these intense moments. Who do you think has the more justified frustration here, the judge or Ms. Daniels?
Emotions are high, but let me get through this hearing, okay? Because if I can't get through it, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reset it. And I know neither one of you want to pay for court parking again, right?
I don't.
You don't want to take off your work. And I know neither one of you want to pay for court parking again, right?
The judge lays it out clearly. No more disruptions. He's not going to let this drag on and even threatens to reset the hearing. The courtroom tension is palpable, especially as he brings up the prospect of paying for court parking again. It's a little lighter moment in an otherwise intense scene, but we know it's all about keeping things moving. Who's right? The judge for keeping it strict, or Ms. Daniels for wanting to explain her situation?
Annually.
Well, it kind of just depends on the year and how many promotions I get, how many companies want to invest in me. So it just depends. Anywhere between.
When are you going to answer my question?
Judge, that's a difficult question for me because sometimes I can have a promotion that's $500, or I can have a promotion that's $50,000 plus. So,
Ms. Daniels, you know I don't have a lot of time, right? I have other cases I need to get here.
I do understand.
Right, so you obviously came here to waste my time.
I didn't.
You did, because I asked you a very simple question. On
Yes, I have a
average,
simple answer.
on average,
On average,
how much do you make in a year?
Judge, I'd like to say about maybe about 30 to 100K.
Okay, 30 to 100,000?
Yeah.
So we just gonna take the high end so we can keep this moving, because you came here to waste my time and I do not have time to play with you.
Oh my gosh, Judge.
And is this from an employer or are you self-employed?
I
What
am
do we do?
self-employed.
All right.
I do influence.
What do you influence?
I influence the world.
You clearly aren't influencing, you said the world?
The world.
Well, that doesn't include these 5 children because you don't even go and see them, right?
It's just been the last couple months.
What?
Okay?
No, excuse me.
Yes.
You're influencing everyone but these children that you do not have anything to do with and you do not financially support. You said they were with you excuse me? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It's getting hot.
She trying to show you what she had
The BBL?
done. Yeah.
I'm not interested in the BBL. Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to make these numbers go BBL, okay?
Judge,
So,
Judge, can I speak
briefly, make it quick.
quickly? In the last few months, it has been a downtrend due to inflation and all that stuff. People aren't paying as much.
How much was your BBL?
I didn't pay for that.
How much was
that.
it? How much was it?
I mean, I got more than the BBL. I had 2 sock titties, so I got the booties, and I got the booty, and I got all that. So people only pay $35, $40.
$1,000?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me hurry up and get you out of here with these numbers. You are about to pay child support. You have 5 children total, or do you have other children outside of these 5 that are under the age of 18?
No, I don't.
Okay,
They're grown.
so just the 5 children, right? All right, so 5 children, that is going to be at the 40%. And you said health insurance was about $350, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So your child support, you're looking at monthly. So with your testimony being on the high end of $100,000, that's what I just based your child support off of?
The judge pushes for a straight answer, but Ms. Daniels continues to explain how her income varies greatly. One day it's a $500 promotion, and the next it's $50,000. This uncertainty seems to frustrate the judge, who's just trying to get a simple figure. His impatience grows, showing how critical it is to stay focused when under pressure. How would you have handled this situation? Would you have been able to answer so specifically under such stress? The judge calls out Ms. Daniels for wasting his time, asking for a clear answer on how much she earns annually. Ms. Daniels gives an estimate, ranging from $30K to $100K. The judge takes the higher figure, which is a tactical move to keep the case moving forward. It's another example of how courtroom hearings require clarity and decisiveness. What do you think of her answer? Do you believe she's being honest? Or do you think there's more to the story? The judge, visibly frustrated, presses her further about the nature of her income. Ms. Daniels finally admits that she's self-employed and works as an influencer. This could explain the wide range of earnings, but it also adds another layer to her case. Being self-employed comes with its own challenges in proving consistent income. Do you think the judge sees this as a valid excuse for her inability to give a clear figure, or is it just adding more complexity? As Ms. Daniels identifies her profession as an influencer, the judge's frustration is clear. He's not letting her off easy, but he's also trying to push the conversation forward. Influencers often have unpredictable incomes, so it's hard to provide a concrete number. But the judge's main concern is getting through the case without further delay. What do you think will happen next in the case? Will the judge finally get the facts he's asking for? The judge cuts right to the chase and starts questioning Ms. Daniels' claim to be an influencer. His sharp response shows his disbelief. She's influencing the world, but apparently not her 5 children, whom she doesn't financially support or see much. The judge points out that her priorities seem misaligned. This is a critical moment where personal choices clash with the expectations of a court. Do you think the judge is being too harsh, or is he right to call her out? Tension builds as Ms. Daniels tries to explain herself, but the judge dismisses her explanation. The conversation shifts to her cosmetic surgery, her BBL. The judge shows zero interest in the procedure, indicating that it's irrelevant to the child support case. Instead, he wants to focus on numbers and responsibility. It's an interesting moment because it shows how personal decisions, even ones made for self-image, can impact serious matters like child support. What's your take on how the judge handled this? Ms. Daniels gives a detailed response about the cost of her procedures. She's not just talking about a BBL, but multiple surgeries, and she claims someone else paid for it. The judge, though, isn't impressed. His focus is on making sure she faces up to the reality of child support. This moment reflects the financial burden many face when personal choices don't align with their responsibilities. Do you think she should be spending money on surgeries while neglecting child support obligations? The judge dives into child support calculations. He bases it on her higher earnings and mentions the monthly cost of $2,954, which includes her support for health insurance and child expenses. It's a stern reminder that, in the court's eyes, the numbers don't lie, and child support is non-negotiable. The judge sets a clear monthly amount, showing no sympathy for the complexities of her finances. Do you think the judge's approach was fair, or should he have considered her unpredictable income more? The judge bluntly asks about visitation rights, highlighting that the kids will stay with the father, who is more present. Ms. Daniels seems to be avoiding the reality that she's been distant. The judge makes it clear that she'll only see the kids on weekends or at a later time, which is a huge hit to her credibility as a mother. The decision about who the kids live with is another stark reminder that actions, not words, shape court decisions. How do you feel about the judge's decision on custody? There's an awkward back and forth about her inability to get the kids to school, despite her income. It's a ridiculous moment where the judge and others call her out on not having a car, despite the money she claims to make. The judge's frustration peaks here, with his disbelief that someone who supposedly earns well doesn't even have basic transportation. It's a key moment that shows how actions, or inaction, speak louder than any excuse. Do you think her lack of a car undermines her credibility as a responsible parent?
I think you should do that.
Well,
No.
I have to accept her testimony is true, but I don't really think that it's going to help her too much because her child support is still going to be pretty hefty. So I have your gross at $8,333.33. That brings your net to $6,512.07. So $6,512 times the 40%. That brings your child support amount to $2,604.
Is that a week year?
How often are you paid? Are you paid by the day? You paid by the month? How are you paid?
Just depends.
She
say
just
so.
answered my question. That's a monthly amount.
I mean, that's
How
great.
she's paid, it'll just break down, but the amount is $2,604
I can give you that.
plus
You need it.
$350 reimbursement for the children, so that brings your monthly rate to $2,954.
Can the kids stay with him now?
That's right.
The kids will continue to live with him because that's who they live with, and obviously you care more about a BBL than them.
Right. We don't know when she's gonna run off again with the next guy.
No, next guy. I'm good.
It'll be a caprice this
I'm
time.
good.
Oh, okay. So we're good with the numbers then. Is there anything
Great.
further? All right, is there anything further that you want me to know that's related to this?
Judge, briefly about visitation. How does that work?
The kids are gonna stay with him, and you guys are gonna work that out at a
We don't
different.
get along very well, as you can see.
Well, obviously, but I mean, they need to stay with him and probably see you on weekends if you're so busy.
That's my busiest time, Judge. I can't do weekends. Maybe Monday to Tuesday.
Well, they go to school.
Right, and I'm at work.
Are you gonna get them to school?
No.
You can't get them to school.
She don't have a car.
You don't have a car?
She make all that
please.
money,
Oh, you a lie.
but ain't got no car.
You better go see the rose outside.
What kind of roses? I love roses. What color?
I just said rose, like rose gold color.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I know we weren't talking about that other one. But
no,
anywho,
not
that's
good.
neither here nor there. Is there anything further, Mr. Cliff?
I think that's all, Your Honor.
All right, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
The hearing wraps up with the judge making a final ruling on the child support amount. Ms. Daniels doesn't argue, but her earlier behavior paints a picture of someone who has struggled to fulfill her parental duties. The judge's final comment about dismissing the case brings a sense of finality. What do you think of how the judge concluded this hearing? Was he right to dismiss it quickly after all the back and forth? The judge continues to push for clarity, confirming how Ms. Daniels is paid. The figures are final. The child support will be $2,154 monthly, which includes a $350 reimbursement for the children's expenses. This shows how a court can break down finances to ensure responsibility is met. How do you feel about the court's approach to ensuring that the monthly amount is carefully calculated? Should it be higher or lower based on her financial situation? The judge cuts to the chase about where the children will live. He makes it clear that the kids will stay with their father, pointing out that Ms. Daniels is more focused on cosmetic surgeries than her children. The judge's comment about her possible future relationships adds fuel to the fire, emphasizing that her priorities are in question. Do you think this is a fair judgment of her behavior, or does the judge need to show more empathy? The conversation shifts to visitation, and it's clear that the arrangement will need to be worked out later. Ms. Daniels makes it clear that weekends are too busy for her, and she suggests other days that may work. This highlights the challenge of balancing a busy life with parenting duties. The judge seems frustrated, signaling that the kids should stay with the father and only visit her when possible. How do you think the judge's stance on visitation affects the case overall? In a dramatic moment, the judge learns that Ms. Daniels doesn't even have a car. Despite her supposed financial success, she can't manage to take the kids to school. This undermines her credibility as a responsible parent. The judge's sarcastic remark adds a layer of frustration. Do you think this is a deal breaker for her case, or just an unfortunate personal issue? The exchange becomes even more uncomfortable as the judge humorously asks about her lack of a car despite her claimed wealth. It's a moment where the judge's disbelief and humor come into play. They briefly joke about colors of cars, which lightens the tension but underscores a serious point. The court is focused on responsibility, and this oversight is a problem. How do you interpret the judge's tone here? Is it just frustration or a deeper critique? Finally, the judge wraps things up, dismissing the case. There's a sense of finality. Here as the decisions are made and both parties are let go. This closure signals that the court has decided all it needs to based on the facts. Was the judge too harsh, or did he make the right call in ending the hearing?